What's good, everybody? It's your boy back with another reaction video. I will be reacting to three terrifying true home intruder horror stories that will make you paranoid. Watch all the way. I believe this is from Nightmare Files. I think it might be from Mr. Nightmare, but we'll see because Nightmare Files has an intro when it comes up. Never had a home invasion story. When a situation happened, like when someone robbed my place or where I was living at the time while I was there. I know when I was a kid, someone broke in our house. I think when I was very young, someone broke in our house, but no, we weren't there. Because that's what most home invasions are. The people, people are breaking in when no one's there because they don't want to run into anybody. Because they don't want to add more charges to that thing, especially if they have to assault somebody or kill somebody or get killed themselves. But yeah, I know the only thing. I remember my dad. He said someone tried to break in his house. I guess they didn't know he was there, and he said they tried to break in. I think he said his car got like repossessed or something. This was when he was real young, and no, I think I repossessed. He lives at his brother bar. I think he said his brother bar, and someone thought he wasn't there, and they tried to like kick his door in. And I guess they heard him walk to the door, and he could hear him running. And he tried to catch him, but the door was kind of jammed when he was trying to open it. And when he finally was able to open it, they were already gone. But because he was in he said he was in the third floor of the apartment building. But then when he met my mom, by that point, he went on a date with her and came back, and somebody had broken into his house. And some people, and my dad was known around the neighborhood for being a bruiser, and some people told us, yeah, I saw somebody run it, and he knew who it was. So they came back, broke in his house, took stuff that he had, some stuff he had. My dad, he ended up like he was with my mom again. I think the next day or something. He told me, he told me this as a people in the neighborhood. I remember my dad told me this when I was young. I was like, yeah, this is before I was born. And I was like, yeah, sure you did that. But then I heard it from people who was in the neighborhood who knew my dad at the time. They was like, yeah, this happened. He was driving with my mom. It was even her car at this time. He was driving. He saw the guy that they said that broke in his house, and that guy had been known for breaking in people's houses before, apparently. And my dad, he said he pulled over, got out, went over to the dude, and just started beating the crap out of him. And like they said, like people in the neighborhood, they was like they said they felt sorry for him, even though he had robbed before. He was like, they got in the neighborhood, breaks into people's houses when they go to work and shit like that. It's something they don't even call the police because they're like, oh, he's drug addict or whatever. They feel sorry for him. But my dad, they say he beat that man so bad. Like they just, and then the other people that the guy was with, because he said they were playing craps on the sidewalk, and which is funny, because the police will chase you. I had police do that. We weren't even playing for money. I was down south, and we were just like shooting dice, and because they first be talking about playing for quarters, and I was like, I'm not gambling, and the police started chasing us, and we were hopping fences and shit. What the fuck? Because they thought we were gambling, but still, we were all like, I think we were like 14. Like some of us were even younger than that. And it's like that was weird. Police just start chasing us and all that. But yeah, my dad beat the shit out of that man. And my mom was like, she felt bad for the guy, but she said she felt protected because she was with him, because she knew when no people know him and when nobody gonna fuck with him in the neighborhood. Anyway, let's get into this. All right, here we go.
Front porch.
Yes,
I continued to lay down flat on the couch. Then I stuck my head just above the back of the couch very slowly. I've never been so frightened in my life. There was
Nightmare Files.
This happened when I was 14 years old and staying at a friend's house. It was a cold, misty, moonless October Friday night. Halloween was upon us and all the usual pranks that come along.
I gotta go somewhere this Halloween. I gotta go to
the usual
Universal Studios or something. Six Flags.
Windows to scare you and stuff like that.
A club, something.
This night was different.
I haven't been out on Halloween
This night is what nightmares
years.
Recently, my friend's sister, for this story we'll call Jamie, was being harassed and stalked by some guy who she didn't know. We just came back from a haunted house. Then we turned on the TV and started to watch The Exorcist in the living room. It had to be around 11 or midnight. And
Good
the dog
choice.
started to bark at the back door. So I went to see what she was barking at. And I heard the fence rattle. I didn't think anything of it as it could have been the wind or an animal. So I went back in the living room and continued to watch TV with my friend. Then all of a sudden, Jamie screamed from a room.
Shit.
We ran to see what was going on. Jamie said someone was knocking on her window and saw someone run to the back of the house. Just then, we heard someone trying to pry open the sliding back door.
Wow,
When I ran
you
in
would
there,
think they would just
I
leave.
saw someone standing there with a ski mask and hoodie on. His eyes were void of feeling, void of any sense of morality. I made sure the extra lock was set. And he seen me do this and started to bang on the glass. Then all of a sudden, he took off running. I asked my friend if the front door was locked. A look of terror came over his face. He ran to lock the front door, then all of a sudden it swung slightly open. Luckily, he got there in time to stop it from opening completely.
Wow.
The intruder got his arm inside the door. He kept pushing it open so ever so slightly, but my friend yelled for me to help as Jamie was frozen and frightened, screaming. I ran as fast as I could and slammed my shoulder into the door, smashing the intruder's arm in between the door and the door jamb. He jerked his arm out enough that we could close the door and lock it. The stalker was screaming and banging on the door, yelling over and over.
Oh, this dude is
Jamie,
crazy.
Get you. If not tonight,
Jamie.
it'll be another time.
Oh, this
I'm
motherfucker
going
know
to
that.
kill those kids for what they've done. I grabbed a baseball bat and my friend grabbed a shotgun out of the closet. We thought he was going to try and get back in.
Okay, we rocking right
We
here.
called the police and waited what seems like hours before we went out to see if anyone was around. But all we found was handprints on windows and footprints in the mud leading to the backyard. The stalker's identity was never found out. And after that incident, Jamie was never bothered again. But after the incident, Jamie was never the same. She was quiet.
Oh, I thought he was
distant,
repeating this.
and it was hard for her to trust people. It took a long time for her to be herself again. It makes you think you never know who is watching you, who is following you in person or on social media. You don't know what their intent is,
Oh, this
or if they have
motherfucker
nefarious
is a
intentions.
stalker.
The world has become an information nightmare, and for that you never know who is spying, peeping, and lying, waiting to ambush you. You always have to be aware of your surroundings and ensure you are able to keep yourself safe.
I mean, people always stalk people. I mean, you could say now it's easier because people just put all their personal shit on social media, so they make it easy for creeps to stalk them.
This happened 9 years ago when I was 15 years old. It was a Friday morning at school, and my friend told me that she would spend the night. Throughout the day, we spoke about what we could do for entertainment, but by the end of the day, she let me know that she couldn't stay for the night. On my way home, my mother texted me to let me know that I would be home alone tonight because she picked up a shift from 7 to 7. She was a nurse and that happened frequently.
Her chest hurt.
My mother started dinner while I was watching
Chest
TV.
exercise today.
But as I'm watching TV, I randomly look out of the window because I heard a car going down the street. And like I usually do, I look at it because we live right at the end of a dead end street.
Oh well, yeah, I would
This
definitely
car
look at
didn't
it too.
stop, it just circled around and crept down the street. About 30 minutes later, I saw the same car while I was watching TV. It did the same thing. Went to
They
the end of the street
they
very
looking to
slowly
see
and turned around.
if anybody's home.
The windows were tinted, so I couldn't really see how many people were in there. It was around 6:30 when my mother was walking out of the door. It was the winter time, so it was already dark outside, but it was unusually warm also. So I threw my mother's food away because it was trash, and she could never cook, and I made a few bags of popcorn.
Damn.
I was content with that. I laid on our couch, turned on movies, and started to text my friends. It also became hot in there, so I opened a window that was behind the couch. My mother hated when I opened it up because there's no screen, so I opened it up just a few inches and laid back down. A few minutes later, someone knocked at the door. As I'm getting up,
Damn, it's
I can hear about 3 people talking, only because my window was open, but I don't think they noticed it because it sounded like they were whispering in a way where they definitely did not want me to hear. I opened the door, expecting to see a few people, but to my surprise, I only saw one. Parked a few houses down, I saw the car that kept riding up and down the street. But anyways, when I opened the door, the man asked me was Daryl home. I said that no, Daryl lives here. Then he asked me were my parents home, and I said no, my mother's gone for the night. He said okay, with a smirk on his face. And he said sorry to bother you, and he left. I laid down watching a few movies, then I dozed off. Maybe around midnight, I think. All of a sudden, I was awakened with a sound. I didn't know what it was. I looked at the clock and it said 3:02 a.m. Then I heard another noise. It was footsteps behind me outside of the window on my front porch. I continued to lay down flat on the couch. Then I stuck my head just above the back of the couch very slowly. I've never been so frightened in my life. There was a man pressing his face against my front window trying to look inside. I was frozen in fear. I don't think he could see me because I was right under him.
Like a Hollywood,
it was dark inside, with the only light being my TV.
Halloween prop.
Then the guy did something that almost made me scream. I laid flat again on the couch and the guy in the window said, "She's asleep right there. If she screams, I'll shut her up." He then started to lift the window. I ran in the kitchen to grab my mother's gun while he struggled with the window. As I'm running, I dialed 911 and put them on speaker. I explained the situation, ran to the window with the gun, pointed it, and told them that I would shoot. And the police are on the way. The guy was halfway inside when I held the gun to him. He froze while the other guys ran off the porch. I made the guy stay there when the police were on their way. He was arrested and my mother never took a night shift again. At the same time, I'm glad my mother taught me what to do in those type of situations because
I like got the gun and was calling the
a
police
lot worse.
simultaneously.
This story happened August 14th, 2003, when I was 14 years old. I lived on a street that had a lot of boys on it. All of us were the same age and would frequently spend the night over each other's house.
I hate neighborhoods like that. They kind of all the houses like up on like on a hill.
Boys the same grade.
For some reason I hate.
It was a Thursday afternoon
like
when
that.
5 of my friends came over to hang out. We were all inside my room when all of a sudden the power went out. I yelled outside my window to tell my father because he was cutting our grass. I went to check the fuses, but the power never turned back on. All of my friends went home, and shortly after that, they all started calling me, telling me that their power was also out. So we all met outside and played football in the street. At this point, it was all 10 of us plus other kids. Once it started to become darker outside, we started to notice that it was a blackout, but we didn't know the severity of it.
When I was a kid, blackout used to be fun.
We all grabbed flashlights and played hide and seek. We ran everywhere on our block. My parents rode down our street while we were playing, along with other parents. After a while, we saw some old guy walking down the street that we didn't know, but we didn't pay any attention to him. As it grew later, we all decided to go home. A few guys came to my house, but no one's parents were home. At least that's what I noticed. I don't think anyone else noticed it though. My friend across the street stayed home, so we all called him. He was telling me that he wished that his mother would stay out of his room. I asked him why did he say that. He said because when he went to his room, his underwear was dumped all on his bed everywhere.
Oh, it's fucking.
I said that's weird.
Pedophile freak.
Then he said, I keep hearing her upstairs walking around the room. I told him that's impossible. Then me and a few of my friends got up and looked out of my window across the street at his room. I asked him, does he still hear the footsteps? And he said, yeah. Then we all saw someone walk across his window. It was that random guy we saw earlier. I told him that was not his mom. And they get out of the house.
Drops.
Then we called our other friends, ran across the street and ran into the house. We beat the crap out of that guy and called the police. We come to find out that this guy had been arrested in the past for similar acts. Luckily, we saw him when we did, because who knows what would have happened.
He would have got fucked up. That's what would have happened. He dumped all your underwear out. He's probably in there sniffing it. Saying your shit streaks. He just like, oh. But yeah, that's creepy. That's creepy. Like I said, I've never had a home intruder story like that. Wow, it's like while I was home, like I said, someone broke in our house when I was a kid. But never when we was home. Like this shit, this is like, we're not here to really steal anything. This is some creeps. Well, that second story seemed like they were there probably to steal. Cause they were like, oh, you're here by yourself. They're a 15-year-old girl. Oh, 3 guys, we can take you, no problem. Until she brought the great equalizer, a gun, out. But yeah, I've seen that. But that's, you would think, like, why would you want to risk that? You know, we want to really break into a house. We gonna choose this because someone's there. So we gonna, well, they're the only ones there, so we can handle them. Why don't you just go find out? That's like carjacking somebody, but you only do it when people are in the car or getting out of the car, or you walk around trying to see if someone's like here when people start their cars in the morning to warm them up during the wintertime. Like there used to be people who used to go around and try to like see who's doing it and jump in their car and steal it. But like that's usually people do that. They don't have the skills to jack a car themselves. They can't, jimmy the lock. A lot of cars nowadays are hard to jimmy locks. They can't start it. They don't know how to hot wire it, stuff like that. So they wait until the car's been started. And if they, like I said, they really don't want to deal with you, like I said, in the winter, here people start their car and go back in their house and their car warm up. And they'll get in the car and just drive off, I remember I used to do in my car, my other car, because it was a push start. It had a key that you had, the key was inside like this little thing, so you had the thing on you in order to drive the car. So like if I started the car and left the key at my house, I would get, because I remember my friend, I let him drive my car and he forgot the key on the table. He got, I think, just outside of the apartment complex, and the car just cut off. And he walked back. I was like, I forgot the key. He said the car cut off right outside the apartment complex. Like actually, before he got out the apartment complex, it shut off right past the gate. But then they had like the office and the pool area and stuff like that in there, but right out front. And his car stopped like basically at that parking lot where that was at. I was like, oh shit, because I had never, I knew the car would do that, but I had never actually seen it happen. And because that's how it happens Like, sure. But I didn't think it would happen that fast either. Like, literally, maybe probably about 30 feet from my apartment building, the car just cut off. But yeah, as I said, you gotta lock your doors. Never tell people, like, all your business. Like when you say, "Oh, are you home by yourself?" Like, yeah, I never did that. When I was a kid and people would like, come up to the door and ask me that, one thing my dad told me, never really open the door when I was really young. Like, because sometimes I would get home, I walk from school, and uh, nobody was there yet. So when I was real young, I would get home first. I think I was like 5 or 6, like that, and where we were living at the time. And I remember one time somebody from, I think they were from the gas or something, came and knocked on the door. My dad told me, he like, don't open the door for nobody unless it's me, or my mom or my brothers or something like that. And I remember I just opened the door and I was like, I remember, shit, I opened the door. Because I was like, my dad to see me open that door and he'd have pulled up. Oh, they got my ass beat. He was the guy, I remember the guy was asking me questions. I recall him asking me, because he asked me is my mom and my dad home? And I was like, I don't know. Because I didn't know really how to answer, but I didn't want to tell him the truth, so I don't know. And I said, I think my brother's home. I was at my brother's home, and I was like, he's like, can you get them? I was like, no. And I remember the guy's face of a black guy. He looked like he might have been young, like he might have been it's probably somewhere between his 20s and his 30s, something like that. And he was just kind of like, okay, he's like, well, I'm just going to go around back. I just want to say I'm going around back and check the meter. And I thought it was weird because I've seen them go around back and check meters all the time. They never knock on the door. They just go around and check meters. But he went around there and checked the meter. And I was just okay. And I remember following him, like when I closed the door, ran and then looked to see where, because the meter, I could see him. It was in the backyard. And we had like a window in the kitchen, so you could look out in the backyard. And I was just looking at him. I checked it, and then followed him leaving. He walked back out to his truck that was parked down in front of. I remember because I didn't want to say the truth, but I wasn't supposed to open the door because he would have just, if he'd have knocked and no one answered, he'd have checked the meter anyway. So I guess he just wanted to say knock first, because I think like nowadays they don't even fucking if they check the meter. Well, they don't even really check meters anymore because they digital. They can just like send signals and shit and read the meters. They don't need people really come out to check them, I guess, anymore. But I don't know if some places still do that. Still have people come out and check meters. But anywho, hope you enjoyed my reaction. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Be sure to subscribe. If you're new here, hit that bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. Comment down below. You've had any home intruders while you're home that scared the shit out of you, or maybe there's a situation that you thought was going to develop into someone breaking in, or someone tried to break in but they didn't get in. Let me know in the conversation down below. And make sure to share this video on your social media platforms, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.